Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and it is day 3 of the April 2025 release. Hey, so I'm using Jaded Blossom's brand new stitched arch dies, along with the new fancy swirl stencil, their new Gnome Wedding Day stamp set, the new Gnome Dies Wedding add-ons, the new Gnome Dies Bride and Groom. Whoops, I don't use the outline dies. I use the fancy wedding stamp set, along with Jaded Blossom's card mat dies. And I did put together this gnome on the assembly video, so check that out. And for the background, I do ink blend that on the release and review. I'm using the Echo Park 12-inch Paperline Wedding along with the 6-inch Paperline Wedding. P13 stamping pad skin tones from Jaded that you can get in the Jaded Blossom store. And Lawn Fawn's Rainbow Ever After 6-inch pad. So first of all, for this, I'm taking a 1-inch paper strip from that Echo Park Wedding 6-inch paper line and adding that to the inside of an A2 sized card base made with paper tray ink cardstock, 4.25 by 11, scored at 5.5 inches, using my Teflon bone folder there. Now the background was made using Echo Park Wedding Solid in that green, and then I ink blended in Distress Oxide Ink Rustic Wilderness. Now this stencil is a freebie with purchase while supplies last. I believe it's $50 before shipping and handling, as long as you've got something from the new release in your cart for a certain period of time. Check out the site and it'll tell you all the rules, but it's a fabulous background stencil. You could use it for anything really. There, and I'm going to weight that down with an acrylic block. Now I am going to stick down these two pieces. Now the little ombre piece is from that Lawn Fawn Rainbow Ever After pad, and then I cut the other arch in that darker green from Echo Park, the 12-inch paper line. And yeah, I just think it's just so pretty. So now I am going to add her little hair piece on. Now for this one, you'll notice that I used vellum. I just cut the white veil off and used vellum in place of it. So you've got a nice see-through veil. Now I'm going to add on my little arms. These are P13 stamping pad skin tones that you can get in the Jaded Blossom store under Fun Extras. I also use Star Dream Metallic in quartz for the shimmery wedding dress, and American Crafts brown cardstock for her hair. And then all of the little flowers on her headpiece were cut from that Echo Park Wedding 12-inch paper line and 6-inch pad, along with her little bouquet. So I'm just going to add on the little bouquet with some ATG tape. And isn't that fun? So we've got a pretty little bride. And now I am going to add it to my, you know what? I said that I used the card mat dies, and I don't think I did. I'm so sorry, guys. I just cut the background 1/8 of an inch smaller than the background layer. Sorry, I wasn't, for some reason I thought I cut it out using the card mat dies, but I did not. Okay, so now I'm adding my little background area on. And then I'm going to sort of center my bride, and I'm going to stamp a sentiment on this. And this is from the Fancy Wedding stamp set. I did do some stamp surgery for that one. So I just cut in between the sentiment just so it had what I wanted on there. I wanted just love and happiness to fit in the bottom of that arch. So I'll stamp that in VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink. And I do stamp it a couple of times using my MISTI. And there you have it. Now on the inside, I'm taking a sentiment from the brand new stamp set Gnome Wedding. I don't know why I keep forgetting the name of that one. So it says Happy Wedding Day, stamped in VersaFine Claire Nocturne ink again. And now I'm going to just use a Post-it note just so it doesn't mess up the inside of my card while it's drying. So now I am going to pop up my little bride with some of these scrapbook adhesives foam squares. They're not as high as my Stampin' Up! Ones. I just wanted it to be a little bit lower in height. And I'm going to cover the back, obviously, you know, not under the vellum, but that way, you know, nothing shows through. And I just wanted to make sure that it's nice and level and popped up equally. But this was a very simple card. So like I said, you can watch me ink blend that background on the release and review that will come out tomorrow, the video. And the little gnome girl, you can watch me put one together on the Gnome Dies Bride and Groom set. Or Gnome Dies Bride and Groom assembly video, right? So I'm going to add on my little bride, and isn't she pretty? I just think she's gorgeous. There. Now I'm going to take the Jaded Blossoms embellishment cluster dies, and I'm going to use these little sparkly little pieces that were cut out of Star Dream Metallic Quartz cardstock, and I'm going to add a few of them here and there just to add a little bit of shine. And I just think they look so pretty. And this was a really simple card. Like once your gnome is assembled, it doesn't take any time. And I love these new stitched arch dies. They're just so pretty and make for really nice backgrounds. Another little gnome nest, right? I always say, oh, this is a little spot to put a little nest for your dies for your card front. And these stitched arch dies are perfect for that. So now, there we go. We got all of our sparkles on. And just trying to decide if I'm going to add another one here or not. And there we go. So isn't that fun? So visual triangles, odd numbers, and there you have it. So thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to hop on over to the Jaded Blossom blog, be inspired by the team. The Jaded Blossom store to get your hands on these amazing products. And thanks as always for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Make sure to come back tomorrow. Bye, everybody.